looking for accountants, then we have someone to recommend, and since we don't have a training program in-house, we just decided to, run some free training. So that's why we are here. And then also another issue we face is that while we are training accountants, when we are doing implementation, we do the training for the organization, and along the line, the accountants that was trained move on, meaning that there is a knowledge gap now. So now they are employing new accountants. This new accountant doesn't know how to use Odoo, and it costs the company a lot of money. So with training like this, maybe one or two knowledge sharing can help some of these new accountants do to be able to do what they can do. So the training is going to be, let me share my screen. The training is a practical training. All right, so it's a practical training. So if you're using your laptop, you have opportunity to practice. We'll show you what to do, and then you will practice. If you don't have a laptop, we're recording this video. You can always pick up this video anytime and then go through the step by step. All right, so just want to be sure my screen is shared. So for today, we are going to look at, last week we did some reviews. We didn't actually do anything practical last week. One of our accountants was supposed to be here. Joseph was supposed to do the training today, so I'm standing in for Joseph. Joseph was flying from Abia State to Lagos, so because he's on transit, so he couldn't do this training, so I have to stand in for him. So last week I did a review. I'll walk you through the Odoo accounting interface and how it integrates with other applications. All right, and then from this week, we have 3 more weeks to go. It's a 4 weeks program, 3 more weeks to go. So for this week, for today, we'll be looking at how you can create customer invoices and manage your customers. We are not going to go in depth into other applications. We're not going to, normally managing customers is done in sales module, but as an accountant, you have access to customers. We'll look at how you can receive payments on those invoices, and also how you can receive advance payments. So I should add here also advance payments from customers, and how you can use that advance payment to clear out invoice. Okay, so we will show you that, and then we'll have to look at how you can do credit notes and refunds, and then check out some of the few reports that we can have within the Odoo system. All right, so the link that you're going to use to practice, demo.odoo.com. Now we don't give access to a Naira database for now, because we have so many people coming into training, so we don't have a database that is available for Naira or Nigerian type of account. So this demo.odoo.com is a global Odoo demo system. So it's going to be in dollars, but the principle and the context is the same. Okay. Now also note that the demo system, once you log in and use it, whatever you've created today, you will not see it tomorrow. All right. So it's just a free, direct place to try out Odoo. It's not only for this training, you can always use it to try out different things that Odoo provides. Okay. Now, I also want to apologize for last week. For last week, we couldn't admit more than 100 people. All right. But this week, we've been able to raise some funds to, expand the meeting space so that we can admit more people. So I'm so happy that more people are able to join, more than 100. And always try to share the link with your friend. It's free. All right, so we're going to jump into the training now. So I'll do a demo. Look at how it looks like, demo.odoo.com. So please get there. If you're using a laptop, if you're using mobile phone, you can also try, but mobile phone will not give you a training screen. I mean, it will not show exactly how we are showing on the desktop. So go to demo.odoo.com and you get to that point. So you look at your database here, ready for you to try. And then, of course, there's an accounting. All right, there's an accounting module here. We've done a review of all of this last week. Okay, so you can jump into the accounting. All right, this is the demo for the Odoo, but I am going to use our own demo database that we set up in Naira for Nigerian chart of accounts. Okay, all right. So today, what you need to do is to get your notes and get the step. I'll be doing this training as if nobody knows anything about Odoo. So even though you know a lot about Odoo, please bear with us. Don't say that we are too slow. All right. You have to be your brother's and sister's keeper. Don't say, oh, this guy is too slow. I know this thing already. No, no, no. There are people who has not even laid their hands. So we're going to take it one by one so that even if it's one thing you are learning, it worth the time. All right. Okay. So the training here we're going to do now is how to create invoice in Odoo accounting. How to create invoice in Odoo accounting. Right, that's the topic. So the first thing you need to do is, which is step one, go to accounting, log into your database, go to accounting. All right. So I'll do step one. I'm going into accounting. All right. Then also, this is the Odoo dashboard in accounting. All right, this is a demo system, so it's not any clients. We are very much particular about the privacy policy. So this is nobody's system. It's Odoo accounting. All right. Okay. Now I did overview last week, and maybe we'll try to get a video. All right. So we have two sections.
Madam, good morning.
Yeah, please can you mute your mic? We have two sessions here. Someone, can you help me mute someone there? All right. So we have two sections in Odoo you need to really pay attention to. We have the customer section, which is the revenue section, and we have the vendor section, which is the expense section. So these are basically two things that you need to understand about Odoo. All these other things are just accounting functionalities, reporting, and so on. All right. Now we have, this is not a step, I'm just taking you back to what the chart of account looks like. So in the invoice section, for those that are accountants, we have the income accounts. All right, you got product, revenue, all of these things, but never mind. So the step is go to Odoo, open your database, click on accounting app. The next step, which is step 3, is click on customers. Then the next step is click on invoice or invoices. When you do that, you see a list of invoices that already exist. Now, we're just doing this for accounting, but in a normal ERP system, this is a wrong thing to do, wrong in quotes. So let's say you're using only accounting. Yes, you can go to customer invoices and then you create your new invoice and collect payment. But in an end-to-end ERP, processes, the sales has to come from a sales department. All right, so you have to use this sales module to create your sales order, sales quotation, convert the sales quotation to sales order, convert the sales order to invoice, from invoice, and so on and so forth. So, but we are just doing accounting training, so why not? Let's just go straight to invoicing. So if you look at some of the invoices here, if you look at some of the invoices on this database, most of them came from a sales order. Okay. All right. So get back to this. So you see, most of them came from sales order. So if I look at source document, you see this invoice. You see this invoice comes from sales order number 65. This invoice comes from sales order number 62. This other invoice is manually created, something like that. Okay. So accounting, customers in accounting menu, invoices. Then it will bring you here. You will see new button. In Odoo, new button is everywhere, but new what? New invoices. So if I come to bills, you will still see new, but it's new bills. So don't say new button is, you know, so wherever you are, the new and the right up behind or beside the new button is what you are creating. So I'm going to invoices. So the next thing is to create on new. All right. So that brings me up to this form. In the ERP system and in many other systems, you deal with form, data. You enter your data and all of that. So this is a form to create an invoice. Okay. Then I'll do this and I'll give you time to do it, and then we'll get back to another lesson. Okay, so if the customer already exists, all right, you can select the customer, you can search more to select the customer, or you can create a new customer. All right, so let me use this name, guy customer. Let me just use this name for. So if the customer doesn't exist before, you can go ahead and enter the new customer name and click on create and edit. All right, but if it already exists, you can type. Now you cannot create invoice without a customer. So this is the form where you use to create those customers. So it's usually good to, put in the customer information and all of those things. All right, so I just put in this. So we're not wasting time on this. All right, there's so many things you may want to, learn about this customer form. All right, but we're going straight to creating invoice for the limited time we have. All right, so I've added the customer, and the next thing I would like to do is to add the invoice date. All right, so it could be today or it could be a previous date. So let me use today. Now the due date. So the invoices usually have due dates. These are standard Odoo forms. You might look at another system or Odoo now, the forms are more than this because the company wants to collect more on the invoice. So when is it going to be due? So yes, this is the invoice. We are invoicing this customer, but when is this customer going to have to pay this? It shouldn't exceed that date. So you can give this customer multiple days to pay. You could say, okay, pay in 30 days, or this invoice is in 30 days. So give me, let me look my, all right. Okay, so you can give him time to make the payments, and then this is a draft entry, okay? Then also, if your invoices are in different currency, you can also choose different currencies. So if it's US dollar, euro, or whatever currency you have. Once you do that, of course, this place will change, but let's stick to our Naira currency, okay? Then also, what do I want to sell to the customer? So if the product already exists, the product should exist. But Odoo also allows you to create invoice for product that doesn't exist. All right. But let me check out for products that already exist. So I'm looking out for some products here. These are all demo system. Let me use Blender, Kenwood, Blender. So I'm selling that out. Because I'm in accounting, so I'm able to see all of these things, all right? You can see the accounts that will be, credited or debited, and then you can see them here. But we'll go into journal items, no worries. So this customer is ordering 30 of this. If this product already have a sales price, it should come automatically, but this product doesn't have a sales price. So a blender should go for around 40,000. And then also in this same form, so you just could fill the form. Are we charging VAT? Yeah, so 7.5% VAT or withholding tax or whatever we want to charge. You can also add more of your tax or zero tax. If you don't want to add tax at all, you can always remove it. All right. And you do not add tax. Then if you want to add tax, so let's just put that 7.5 right there. Okay, there are many columns that should, if it's a subscription product, if it's a subscription product, when is it starting? When is it ending? All right. So you can add all of these things. Then analytics account is cost center. So let's say you have a center in Lagos, a center in Abuja. You want this invoice to be tracked, this income that is coming in to be tracked to Lagos. You can select your cost center. Or this income is for a project. All right. You can see there's a project here. You can actually tie it to a project and it will track to those projects. You can check out your margin. Okay. Now I can add several other products, so let me just pick something else to just add over here. So this could be 1, 2, 3. All right. So, okay. So that's for that. Now you can see the total. I'm just getting things simple. I'm just keeping it very simple. So you can see the untaxed amounts, you can see the tax amounts, and you can see the grand total here. You can add your terms and condition, your account number, your whatever message or that you want to show in the invoice. Then this is save button. Odoo has automatic saving, but me being a local man, I always make sure that I save my work. I don't have that much data on the internet, so I save it manually to be sure. But if you leave this place, Odoo automatically save it. All right. Okay, so this is how to create an invoice on Odoo. You can see that the person created here is here and so on. So I'm going to stop here and allow people that are practicing this to try it out. Let's just give you 5 minutes or so. While that is going on, I can take questions on this particular task, not question outside this stage of work. All right. So the lesson again is you go to sign into your database, open accounting app, click on customers, and then click on invoices. The next thing is to add a customer name and then add the invoice dates and then put in the products that you are trying to sell and save it. So let me stop here and take a few questions. But people, I hope people are practicing. So how do I practice? You go to demo.odoo.com. Go to demo.odoo.com, open it up, and then do your practice. So I'll take questions. So you have 5 minutes to do that practice, maybe 7 or 8 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. So hello. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is Michael.
Hi, Michael.
Okay. Please, on raising the invoice for a customer,
yes,
you can see that the unit of measurement here is showing units. What if you want to change the unit of measurement to say metric ton or any other thing? How do you modify it?
Okay, that's a good question. So if I just duplicate this database, now on the product master, this unit of measurement is defined on the product master. All right. So let me go back to the product master now. So let me just go to product and look for Kenwood or create a new product. Because once you have a unit of measurement is defined for a product, you can't change it. So if I'm creating a new product and let me call that product TV stand. I don't know why I just remember TV stand. Okay, so now this is where you can change your own unit of measurement to anything. You define whatever unit of measurement you have. So once you've defined it, anytime you create invoice, that unit will come automatically, right? We can also add more unit of measurement, metric tons, whatever unit of measurement, pieces, packet, whatever unit of measurement can be added, right? Did I answer that question?
Yeah, I didn't get where you started. You go to where?
No, on the product master, not in accounting now, in the inventory, for example, or in the product master, like now, I go to in accounting, actually, you can say customer products, okay? And then when you are adding the product to the system, okay, that's when you define the unit of measurements. So I'm trying to create this new product called TV stand, okay? Then I can define my metric tons or cm or inches or feet or whatever, and I have a lot of them more. So, but in this one I've done now, these products have already been created. We are not showing the lesson on how to create product. So this product has been created and it was tagged to units. Okay. All right. So thank you for that question. I hope people are practicing. Please, if you are practicing, let us know. Is anybody practicing this thing?
Good morning.
Yes, I am.
All right, thank you. Good morning. Please go ahead.
Okay, please. I don't know if you can actually give us a run through on sales module and inventory, because I believe these two modules are directly connected to the accounting module. So there are some things that probably you are explaining here that if we don't really understand these two modules, we don't know where those things comes from. And again, the VAT. So is there a way we can remove the VAT? Because I'm not sure if it's applicable to our product here in Nigeria. I believe it's only government that used to remove VAT on products. So if you want to create an invoice for a customer, so I'm not sure if that is applicable.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for that question. So yeah, let me start from the last one, which has to do with accounting. So you can actually remove the tax if you don't want tax. All right. And you can remove it from the product master so that anytime you add the product, no tax will come. You can remove it easily. If it has been added, you can remove it. If you set up the product master like this TV stand I want to create now, this is the new product in the system. It doesn't have any sales tax. Like, so there are a lot of products in Nigeria that doesn't have sales tax, like water, all of the things they're not taxable product. So you can always remove them from the product master. Anytime you create invoice, it doesn't come. But if it's a taxable item, that will come. So for the sales and inventory, the training here is for accounting, but my team can just drop a support link, a link to the support form where you can fill. They will assign a consultant to assist you or run you through the inventory and sales. Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Hello?
Yes, please go ahead. We have 4 minutes too for the practice.
Okay, Shola. Okay, this Shola is done.
Okay,
I've practiced it is okay. But I want to ask a question. Is there no, do you, on the Odoo, is there user metrics whereby, because when I open maybe it's because it's demo, anybody can do anything, can move from one place to another. So does it have a form of user matrix, and whereby the screen of every user will be different from each other? The person in the account, the screen is different from the person in finance, is different from the person in manufacturing, based on what you're doing.
Yes, absolutely, ma. Yes, it has a user privileges, yeah, and user group. Let me just go that, because this is a very important question. Odoo has user group and privileges. In accounting, because I'm the administrator, I'm acting like the CEO. You people have to permit me to act as your boss for today. All right. So in accounting, if you are a junior accountant, you will not see all of these other menus, but you might see some of these menus. So Odoo has a comprehensive user privileges. If you go to user and you see users and groups and so on. So if you are added to a particular group, you can only have access to whatever those groups can do. So it's very much available. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right.
Hello, before you go on, good morning.
Morning, sir. Please go on.
Okay. I tried to practice the invoice posting, but I was unable to edit the tax line of the invoice.
Okay, so if you are here, let's say this is the demo system you're using, and you
Yeah.
added new, and what you're saying now, you're not able to edit the line of the tax yet.
Yes.
Oh, no, yeah. So you just on it. So, but if you've already confirmed the invoice, meaning that the invoice has been posted, you cannot edit. All right.
Okay.
This invoice is still in draft. Okay. So, but I've
Yes.
not confirmed it, so I can edit anything I want to edit. I can even delete it. But if it has been posted, signed, approved, you cannot edit it. No, that's just part of the audit stuff. All right.
All
So
right.
you can try and create a new invoice, and you can always come to tax here and add or remove. Okay.
All
Hello,
right.
sir.
All right. So we
Hello,
have
sir.
2 minutes more. Please go on.
Yeah, good morning, sir. My name is Timiladi.
Morning.
So my question is this. I don't know, maybe I've practiced this and I think I'm on track. But my question is this. So for an organization that usually that is into wholesale, right? So most times their inventory, I mean what they're selling is sometimes a lot of line items of different items, right? And you agree with me that if you want to be imputing line by line, right, it might be very difficult and waste time wasting. So my question is this, does this ERP have the opportunity to upload invoices?
Yeah, good question. Yes. So if you go to, so let me go back to here. You can always upload, you can even see upload button here, but you have to have a template. All right, because almost all systems have different templates. So if you upload, you can always upload any Excel documents and all of that. You can import also records into the Odoo. All right, so it allows, but you need to have a template. So if I go here and say import records, you can always download the template from there, okay, and then import it back. So you have this template you'll be using to maybe Excel or Excel mostly. You can always import it, import the invoice into the system. Okay. All right. Okay. So so let me know people that have practiced already. You've practiced. Can you just say hi, or can you just do thumbs up, and then let's know. Moving on to the next.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah. Hi.
Good morning. Good morning. My
morning.
name is Amara.
Amara, hi.
Please, I want to ask regarding this unit of measurements. What if I've saved the unit of measurements? Is it possible to edit after saving?
Yes, if you create a new product and you add a unit of measurement, you can edit after saving. But if you've done any transaction on that product, you cannot change it. You cannot edit it. You can only archive the product and create a new one. Do you understand? So if you create a product and you've not purchased or sell or do anything with the product, you can edit it, the unit of measurement, right?
Okay.
But if you've done a transaction on that product with that unit of measurement, you cannot edit it nor change it. So the only thing you can do is to archive the product, because you can also edit it. You can also edit the product because there are some documents that is tied to that product. So you can only archive and create a new one.
Okay,
right?
So if I understand you properly, what you mean is if I've created an invoice already on the particular transaction, and now I'm going forward now, I want to now edit that same unit of measurement. It will not be possible because invoices have been created already using that unit of measurement. Okay,
Correct.
so you say we should archive those
products.
Invoices.
No. Archive the product and create a new product.
Oh, archive the product and create a new product. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Very quick and final one, Mr. James, please.
Okay.
I tried to recreate a new invoice and try to edit the tax again, but it's still bringing a default tax rate of 15%. I couldn't edit.
I don't understand. You want to
I said
edit tax?
I tried to create another invoice like you suggested when I first
Okay.
asked you that I was
Oh,
unable
okay.
to tax rate.
Okay.
So the new invoice I'm creating now, I'm still giving the same issue. So it's just
15%.
the default percentage 15, which is 15. So I'm
Yes.
trying to edit it to 7.5%.
Oh, no. That's not what you don't do it on the invoice. It's done in the
Okay.
tax settings. But you know, you're using a
Okay.
demo system, and I said before, it's a demo system. All right.
Okay.
So
Great,
some of those
great.
things are already set. It's not for Nigeria. Okay.
Okay.
But the one I'm using, don't jealous me. The one I'm using is 7.5.
All right. All
So
right.
you are an international person. I'm a
Okay.
Nigerian. All right. So just bear with us. All right.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So let's move on to the next lesson. So I've created this invoice. Okay. Now I see the audit trail. One of the other things you need to know is that you can print it. This is a draft invoice, meaning I am the owner of this. I can delete it. There's not even invoice number. It's my document. I choose to delete it. But once it's being confirmed, I can no longer delete it. I have to go through a lot of things to remove it from the system. Now, you can also want to check out, maybe print your invoice to see how it looks like so that you can feel good about it. So look at the draft invoice, see how it is. This is just sample. Maybe it could be other design, but this is good for a lesson. So see your customers, your own address, customers address. This invoice is draft. It's not confirmed. All right, those are the things you want to buy and so on. Okay, now, so I'll go ahead and just show you one thing before I confirm. Now, because Odoo can be set up automatically for accounting entry. You don't have to go and start doing journaling and all of that. So while you are creating these line items, Odoo creates the journals automatically for you based on the setup of the system. So you can see for the product sale account, I have that Kenwood, I have this license. Then for the tax receivable account, there's a tax receivable account which is 1,000, 10,000. They have their own codes. Then so all of these are credited, and then the account receivable account is debited. When we pay, when we receive the money from the customer, this account receivable will be credited and bank will be debited. So but you see it's balanced. All right. So that's what I just want to bring to your attention. Now, after creating the invoice, we are moving on. We can now confirm the invoice. Once you confirm the invoice, this invoice is locked and posted. You cannot edit. This is what he was saying that time. You cannot edit this place any longer. All right. Then you can see now it has invoice number because it's no longer draft. Okay. You can print it out if you want to. Then we can now receive payment from the customer. So the next lesson now is how to receive payment in your invoice. Please write it and underline how to receive payment on the invoice. Step one is open the invoice. So you go to customers. I'm not just going to come from all the way from the home menu again. So customers, click on customer menu in accounting, customer, next, invoice, next step, open the invoice that you want to receive payments. I can see this one now, not paid. So I'll open here. All right. Then the next step is to click on pay. All right. Pay button. Now, if you're using Odoo 13, 14, 15, 16, and so on, it will be registered payments here. But Odoo 18 and so on, you have a pay button right here. Okay. By the way, I'm using Odoo Enterprise. So there are two types of Odoo, two editions of Odoo. We have the Odoo Community and Odoo Enterprise. All of these are official. It's not like the community is pirated. No, it's official. Odoo Community and Odoo Enterprise. So this lesson is on the Odoo Enterprise. So you might not see everything that you are showing you here on the community, but the context and the principle is the same. All right. So again, customer invoice. I open my invoice. Now I want to receive payment. So I'll go ahead and click on pay button. So when I click on pay button, of course, this system has already been set up. This training does not cover accounting setup, and we hope maybe sometime in the future we'll be able to do another free training for accounting setup so that you can set up accounting for your company without having to call anyone. All right. So so I'm clicking on pay. I hope my network is active. All right. So when you click on pay, you already have a bank account in the system. All right. It's a bank that has been created in the system, and there's a bank journal in the system which you're going to receive. So right now, you can see when I click on pay, this comes out. So easy. I can just select the bank. If it's a bank transfer, if it's a cash payment, whatever, so you can select. Now, so this is GT Bank already. So, but this customer is not paying everything. So decided to pay 2 million this time around. Yeah. So you can see when I added the 2 million and click anywhere, it shows me that the difference that the customer is owing us 1.4 million plus. All right. Okay, if this customer say, oh, I don't want to pay in dollar, I don't want to pay in naira, I have dollar, I can actually switch it to dollar. But that's a lesson for another time, because you need to know where you add the exchange rates, because Nigerian exchange rate is just manual. Okay. Then also, all right, so this is the difference here. So we can also continue collecting until finish collecting the payments. Okay. Now, but if let's say the customer pays, this money is 3.4, the customer 3.4400, the customer decides to pay 3.4, and we, being that we are good people in business, we can say, okay, sir, don't worry about this 40,000. We'll waive it for you because you've been a long time customer. Then we can post that difference. So let me get back here. So let's say it's 3.4, 1, 2, 3. All right. So it's 3.4, remaining 40,000. This has to be recorded somewhere because the invoice carries full amount. So the payment should carry full amount. But in this case, we waive 40,000. Then I can say I mark it as fully paid and post the other difference, which is what we call write-off to another account. All right. So go ahead and click on pay in that your your invoice. And then one thing you need to also notice that, so let's say I come here and change the date to yesterday. All right. I change the date to yesterday. I want to change the bank. Okay. Once you change the bank, you need to be okay. So do 18. I think it has been improved on do 18. Normally, if you change the date or change the bank, the total amount will roll back. So you need to check that part as well. And then you have manual payments. So it could be other kind of payments, maybe integrated with bank transfer and all of that. But right now, so go ahead and click on pay, and then also put the amount your customer paid, put the payment date. The memo is here already. All right. Then you go ahead and create payment. So let me give you time to practice that. That one should not take up to 3 minutes. So I'm giving you 2 minutes to practice that. While on the payments, if anybody have questions, please go ahead and ask.
Hello.
Hi. Good morning.
Sorry, Shola has done again. I want to ask a question. Number one,
Okay.
this exchange rates. Do you do a spot rate on the exchange rates, or the spot rate is that what you want to use to do the exchange? Example, you wanted to change to USA, to dollar from naira. Do you do a spot rate, or how do they set it for? Number two, I want to ask also is that when you are doing your invoice, is there a space for discounts? Because the discounts you are giving at the end on the receipts now, I expect that one to have been done on that invoice. so that you can track it. What you have on payment is like 5 million. Now you want the customer to pay 4.5 and you say write-off. Is it that write-off? Are we looking at it as discount, or is it advisable to do a discount at the entrance of the invoice? Then the third one.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Go on.
the third one is that Odoo, is it on-prem or is it on cloud? Is it on-prem? Is it hybrid? That is, you can either be on-prem or on a cloud, because you notice that some organizations, even till now, they have this fear of what will happen to their data in the cloud. So they will still prefer to use on-prem. Does Odoo allow the two? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. These are key questions. So let me start with the exchange rate. I'm hearing that English for the first time on spot. On spot means that I'm doing the exchange rate as I'm doing transactions. Is that what you mean? Or
what I mean is that there is in some big ERP I know, there's someone that sits with their system. If they decide to do on spot, the on spot means that the person in the beginning of the day, he looks into the paper and pick and enter the rates for that day, because Nigerian rates is not static for long. It changes as they like. That's on spot. Or they do a one that is an average. Beginning of the month, they enter. Okay, you've got it.
I got it. Yes. So Nigerian situation is unique. So like now, this is the currency settings. So they can decide to add this currency rate daily or anytime they have a transaction that has to do with currency. So like you see, this is the US dollar currency, like you can see US dollar. So as at 20th of June, it was 1.6. This is not real figure. As at 14th of January, it was 1,650. So as at today, we can also give a different rate, all right? Something like that. So whatever rate we are putting here is the rate that we use system-wide, all right? So this is a manual way of doing those exchange rates. So yes, somebody can come in and be doing this, but this is a top level accountant in the company that is allowed to do this, or anybody else. So yes, you can do that manually. So whatever transaction anybody does during that time or period, and the reports too also use that period. Then on the discount, in the Odoo system, except you want it to be customized, the discount is usually discussed during sales. All right. So if it's Odoo system, for example, now I want to do invoice, all right, and you are doing new invoice, you can actually add maybe a description telling the client about your discount. But discount on Odoo is done during the sales process. Okay. Once invoice has been created, invoice is an acceptable amount by the both party. All right. So if I come here, I can be able to do discount. On the sales module, you can see discount here. I can add discount but line by line, or I can add global discount to the entire sales quotation. So that is there. But for the invoice, there is on the Odoo system here, there is no place to add discount. So discount is discussed. Let's say you're not using sales order. You discuss discounts with these clients. Gentleman understanding of the system. And once you agree on a rate, you put it here as invoice. So invoice is usually a payment document that you use for payment. So there's no button to show discount here, but you can always add your price and tell them that you have given them discount on whatever you have. Then also, is this system on cloud? Yes, you can do it on cloud. You can do it on premise. All right. You can do on cloud, you can do on premise, you can do both. Some people have on-premise, but their backup system is on the cloud. Some people have on cloud, but their backup system is on-prem. All right, but you cannot run both, as in the system is sitting in both on-premise and cloud, because you need to have one IP address or one link to browse to use the system. So yes, so Odoo is one of those key systems that you can use to run on any hosting plan you want to use it with. So I've answered that question. So anybody that tried this? Thank you, Mark, for that question. Anybody that tried the payment? Yeah, anybody that tried the payment? Do you have questions concerning the payment of invoice?
I've tried it, but no problem. I've tried it.
All right, but I've not received your money. Where did you pay to? Eh? All right, okay, that's fine.
Let me drop it.
Okay, I'll send you my account number so that you can send the payments. Okay, but that's fine. Thank you so much. We are moving forward. Now, I want to just do one common thing that happens in the Odoo accounting. Now, so customer makes advance payments. Let's say it pays 1 million. Yeah, customer makes advance payment. Let's say it pays 2 million naira, and he decided to buy things of 1.5 today. Meaning, so how do we receive the payment? You know, it's not, this money is not for a particular invoice, a particular product. It's just making an advance payment. This question comes all the time. So how do you do that? So the next lesson now is how to receive advance payment from customer. Are we ready? Can I get people that are practicing? Are we ready? Can I get a sign that we are ready for that? We are ready. Great, great. Okay, so let's receive money from customer. You know, everybody likes receiving money, but how do you receive inside into? Okay. All right. So the lesson is how to receive advance payment from customer. Right. So the step is go to Odoo accounting, customers, and payments. All right. Odoo accounting, customer, and payments. Now, but let me just quickly create a customer that doesn't have any transaction so that you can see how this works effectively. All right, so let me create customer here. All right, so let me just do new. Let me go to customer and create one customer, a new customer. Let me create Mr. Good Nigeria. That's a customer. Okay. So I'm not going to add any details, but I'll use that to be a customer. So now the step is customer, step 2, customer menu. I mean, when I say customer, I mean menu, customer menu. Step 2, payments. Step 3, new customer payment. Of course, I told you that new button is plenty. So new customer payments. All right. 1 minute. Let me be sure that connected to okay. All right, new customer payment. Now because I click this payment from customer payment, that's why Odoo automatically knows that I'm trying to receive money. But if I do it from vendors payments, there's also payment here. Odoo automatically knows I'm trying to send money because vendors, their own work is to receive money. Of customers, these are where we get money from. Okay. All right. So I'm trying to be sure I'm on the same page. Okay. So now new customer payments, and Odoo knows that I'm receiving customers. So I'm looking for that my customer good whatever, Mr. Good Nigeria. Wow, this is a great customer just coming in, and he sent in 2 million naira payments. For those of you that deal with big money in your company, billions, forgive us. So we are using small money here. All right. So now the memo here is very important. Advance payments. It's very important. This memo is important. Then I'm receiving this money to, let me change to another bank now. Let's see. Okay, let's just stay there. All right, so this is it. And I will save this thing. So that's next step is save. And then the final step is confirm. All right. So can someone practice that? Then I'll give you explanation, more explanation. Let me give you time to practice. So I'll give you more explanation to what I've done. Can you try that? Customer, payments.
Hello?
Yes, I'm with you.
Yeah, I've tried it, but and I've confirmed. So it's bringing another prompt that I should validate.
You should validate?
Yes.
Okay. Demo. You're using demo account?
Yes, I think I'm using demo 4.
Demo 4. Okay,
Yes.
so you have to validate. So go ahead and validate. Maybe it's
All
showing something is different from here. Yeah, they're different version of Odoo, but the context is the same. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's yes. I think it's done. We are on the same page now.
Congrats, sir. So let's give time to some other people. Maybe 1 or 2 minutes more. Okay. All right, so that's easy. So I've received. So look, this is the explanation I want to give you. By the way, when you receive this money, the customer wants you to give him a payment receipt. They don't just, some customers are very meticulous. They don't just leave it. You have to give them evidence that you received money. In case tomorrow now when it calls the story, so you can actually come to this action menu here and print out payments receipt. All right, this is a receipt that we have received 2,000 from Mr. Good, Nigeria. So, but this is where you see it. This is how it looks like. Payment amount. This is the company name, was paid to. This is the memo and all of that. Simple explanation. Now, receive this money. What else do I have to explain to you? All right, so I want to explain to you that there's something called partners ledger here inside the reporting. Let's see those that are owing us. So I'll go to partners ledger. I'll look for Mr. Good. Some of you, your company, you have a lot of people. You can always come here and type partner. But you look at Mr. Good here, you see that we are owing him. So it's showing minus 2 million, right? If you have a lot of data, you can actually come there and look for the good guy there, right? You can see, you type here. Fine. Now, you really need to understand context on how things works before you can enjoy Odoo ERP, and not just Odoo, so many other ERP systems. Let me go back to the context or the use case. The customer sends us 2 million advanced payments. There is no product tied to it. There is not for a particular invoice. It's just that I'm sending you advanced payment of 2 million. Then whenever I buy anything from you, you will deduct it from that my 2 million. All right. Many company operates that way. So let's go and quickly just create invoice for Mr. Good. We've shown how to create invoice. So I'll do a new one. I'll look for Good Nigerian guy. And then, of course, today, so I'll add any products here just to save time. We are out of time. So one of these products, we're going to sell it for 1.5 million, all right, excluding tax or including tax, something like that. So this is what we are selling. So we collected 2 million from Mr. Good. Now he wants to buy this LED TV and so okay, so go ahead and create invoice for him and confirm. We've done that already. Now, this is what happened. Once the invoice has been confirmed, you will see a note here. Odoo is saying you have outstanding credits listed below for this customer. All right. So it's asking you, do you want to use that money to clear this invoice? And if you go down below, you will see that there is an advance payment of 2 million credit for this customer, Mr. Good. Then, so what do you want to do? I say, yes. You can see this is unpaid, so I can use this advance payment, which this guy already paid, and clear that invoice. So I'll do, yes, use the 2 million naira. So you can see that it has been paid. All right. And you can also stand here and the amount due is 0. You can also stand here to print another payment or a receipt of that payment. So I can do that as well. So let's see how that works. It should be easy. All right. So you can also print that invoice payment receipt now. The other one was, advance payment receipt. So in the invoice payment receipt, you can see here that this is the invoice number. This has been cleared up. Now let's go and look for that customer reports. So if we look at Mr. Good now, you see that we are owing him only 500,000. And if you look at his own statement in this system, he paid 2 million before. We use 1.5 to clear this invoice number and look at the matching ID and so on. So therefore, we are owing him only this. So easy to go by. You can try it out for yourself. And then we are almost out of time. So what I did is that I created a payment and receive advance payment, and then come back to and create invoice and use that advance payment to clear that invoice. So give you 2 minutes if you want to try that out. Fine. By the way, the demo system is open for you. You can always try it out from your end anytime. And don't forget, all of these entries are coming into your journal entries automatically. We'll be doing the journaling for you. So if you want to also see what's happening in journal entry from the Odoo context perspective. All right, so you can see all of these payments in the journal and their ID and the accounts that is going to. You may also want to check out the, so now one of the other things I will just rush, I will just quickly go to accounts reports for this income stuff because we are out of time. So for the reporting, you can look at your profits and loss. When you're receiving advance payment, that money is available in balance sheet. It's not in profit and loss. Profit is when you make the sale and you have your cost of goods sold. Now the cost of goods sold is being set up. This lesson doesn't cover how to set up the cost of goods sold, cost of production, and all of those things. But the balance sheet is there for you to check out everything that has to do with your, your statement. You can see a balance sheet. This is the demo system, so it can be adjusted to fit your own flow. But for the profit and loss report, you have it here. Then also in same invoice, right? You don't be shy clicking around any way you want. Those are demo system. If it thinks scatter, let it scatter. It's a demo system. If you delete something, man, just have to click around anywhere. Just learn. Don't be afraid to click. All right. But in your own live system in your office, please don't try it though. Everything there is audited. All right. So I can decide to group invoices by partners, meaning by customers. I can see all my customers and how they're purchased. I can decide to invoices by salespeople. I can decide to by status. So I want to see all the draft invoice, all the posted invoice. I can decide to put it by different other, or maybe more. I can look for what do you call it, payment status. All right, I can group it by payment status. So all the fully paid invoice, partially paid invoice, all of that, not paid invoice, the amount and all of that. So thank you so much. I really enjoy my time here, but I'm going to just give you a few minutes to answer a few questions before we call it.
Well done.
Well done, Mr. James.
Thank you, sir.
As you were explaining, I was trying to navigate around and be doing it as you are doing it. But the advance payment that I tried out is not reflecting on the partner's reports. But the invoice I created is reflecting. What could it be?
Okay,
What
so
could be the
be sure you're using the same partner name or customer name. Be very sure.
Yes,
right?
the new customer I created.
Yes, and make sure you're receiving payment inside that person's name, and you're
Yes.
also creating invoice under this person's name. It should
Yes,
work. Yeah, it should work. So
Okay.
check the name again. You might have a duplicate name. That's all. Yes, good question. Sometimes you have a duplicate name of the same, similar name. That's why ERP is a dangerous place when you have duplicates are all over the place. So you have a customer called Mr. Good Nigeria. You have two customers. One, Mr. Good Nigeria, another one, Mr. Good Nigeria. So you have two customers with the same name. You receive payment in one, invoice in the other one, and you have this kind of problem. So please try again. Let's see what you have.
Advance payment.
Okay, sharp question from someone before we call it a day. Hand it over to Aruna.
Validate.
Okay, so let me hand
Hello?
over to Aruna. Yeah,
Hello?
yes. Go on.
Sorry, please, Sholazan. One thing I've noticed when we're creating the customer, we don't use the customer code. I will not use the customer code as a unique identifier for each customer or supplier. That's my first question. Now, my second question is that a customer approaches us and he said we should sell to him, and his account is full without payments. Can I have a report on age analysis of that customer?
Of course.
Is there a report called age analysis?
Yes, there's a report called H analysis. You can see H receivable here.
Okay.
There's H receivable. When you get to the H receivable, you can add the customer name here, right?
Partner. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, exactly. So everybody on Odoo is called partners, like customer, vendors, employees, everybody contact is called partners. What that means is that a customer can be a vendor can be a customer. It's allowed in business. So, but in most accounting system, you have to register customer different. And if this person becomes a vendor, you register him different. You do one person can be both. But if you go to customer, it only show you customers that have been credited invoices for, and then the same thing with vendors. So this is the H receivable, right? And for the customer code, yes, you can add a lot of things. You can add so many things to your form. So if I open up this person, for example, you can decide to add. So let's see if it's here in the this default section. So you can see company ID here. All right, you can put them there, or reference. Are you there, ma? You can put them here, or if you want it to be, if you want it to bring it up here, fine. You can be dragged up here for you if for during implementation. But you can use this for your customer code. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Yeah, sorry. Let me ask this question. Please. Somehow you are trying to create a customer. You created
Yes.
customer and call it customer A, and
Okay.
you duplicated that customer. Instead of customer A, you duplicated it as customer A again.
Yeah.
And they have two customer A's in your system.
Yeah.
When you are posting, let's say you posted sales to first customer A, and still posted another sales to that customer A of the second account.
No, it has not posted. It just posted to one. But
No, that's
it's
what
not-
I'm saying. Now, you mistakenly have created two accounts of the same
Yeah.
customer.
Yeah.
And now the two accounts are posted transactions that were supposed to go into that same customer. One was posted in account A, the other one was posted in account B of that same customer, which was duplicated.
Yeah.
Is there any how you can merge the two accounts just to become one, without deleting one and reposting all over again.
Yes, Odoo latest version has where you can check this duplicate and match it together. Yes, it has on the Odoo current version at 18.3 or so. But on the previous 17 has as well. Yeah, 17 has. 16, 15 below, you have to do this checking by yourself. But Odoo has the new features where you can check for duplicate and match it together. All right.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for the time you get. Let me just first hand it over to
Mr.
Aruna.
James.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Mr. James.
Morning, sir.
So, is it possible for us to part invoice? Let's say we are working for a particular client and they gave us 200 items to produce, and we produce 1.5 and we want to quickly invoice the 1.5. Is it possible on Odoo?
But they gave you how many items to produce?
2,000, and we do 1,005, and it says supply the 1,005 and invoice immediately.
Yes, absolutely. So you can, yeah, you have to actually use sales for that purpose, right? So you can use sales for that purpose. So what that means is that you sell 1,000, you sell 1,005, and you invoice. Let me just use this. So you sell 1,005, and then you can also set your policies. By the way, I don't have this quantity, but you can also set your policy that until we sell and all of that, but that's just by the way. So if this person, this is sales now, this is not invoice, then when I go ahead to confirm and convert it to invoice, then I can decide now to say we are invoicing, so quantity, maybe 1,000. All right. You understand?
Yes, I do.
So I invoice 1,000. So when I get back to sales, so let's say I confirm this and I roll back to sales, you will see that we sold 1.5, but we invoice 1,000. Okay, and you can see the sales invoice number and delivery at the smart button here. So the invoice. So next time demand comes, you can still see that there's still invoice button active, meaning that this time around you want us to do the remaining 500, and the system already knows. You can see 500 here. So go ahead and invoice. So you can invoice so many times. Like this is one sales order with multiple invoices. All right, can also be multiple delivery as well. Right. Okay. But that's combining both sales module and invoice or accounting.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so let me hand over to Aruna. Please, I really enjoyed myself today and want to keep this going. For next week, we'll have another session. Tomorrow, Saturday. Keep practicing. Come back tomorrow by 11, same link, and then we answer questions that you may have. All right, because so many people are at work now, we don't want to take too much of their time. And then also remember, we are Odoo partners, and then it's not out of place to say if you need ERP system, if you need to implement Odoo, or you know someone that need Odoo in your own company, why not get in touch with us now? Let's do business. Or your company is trying to shop for an ERP system. Odoo is the go-to ERP now. So many big organizations are moving to Odoo. Primary reason is because the cost of maintaining those other ERP is so high, but Odoo is very, affordable. So, check us out. My team can drop a link for you that want to implement Odoo, want to work with us. They will drop a link. They will drop a link there for you. Then you can just fill the form, and then a consultant will get in touch with you. Thank you so much for this session. Aruna, over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, sir, for that wonderful presentation.